everybody, welcome back to NEO Student Updates. Today we are speaking with Mr. Steve Dixon, the chairperson of the Math and Science Department. So we've talked with other department chairs about the different courses and programs they offer, but if you would, just go ahead and give us an overview of what the Math and Science Department has to offer at NEO.
Well, we have my favorite, we have pre-engineering that we offer, and I feel like it's pretty exclusive. There's not a lot of junior colleges that offer the extent of academics that program entails. There's also on the science side of it, we have natural science, and kind of to explain that, I mean, natural science for us is more of a catch-all. So if we have we have several students that are in pre-med, and they're interested in pre-med, and they come here and we specialize, even though their degree says natural science, we specialize in those pre-med type courses so that we can really adequately prepare them for the next level, whether it be transferring classes out or in the other side of that. I think the reason why we leave it at that level, you know, even a biology major might come in and they're pretty specific about biology and they're taking those specific courses, but they may get here at NEO, oftentimes with that degree, they actually find their path at NEO, which is the most interesting thing about the natural science degree that we have, because they come in as a biology major and then maybe they find that the medical side of it is what they want to do. Or they may find that they really like physical science, and the logic that it is entailed with a physical science, whether it be chemistry or physics. And then when they transfer, they have a really clear path of what they want to do for their life.
And so let's kind of dig down into the natural sciences a little bit. Like you said, it's a bit of a catch-all. You have your pre-med students in there, your biology students in there, and a lot of people might come in, high school students might come in and say, okay, I know that eventually I want to be a marine biologist, or I want to be a research scientist or something like that. Tell us a little bit about the foundational learning that you can get in that program that can prepare you for transferring on.
So NEO just, to me, I think we can't talk about that foundation unless we talk about the value and really what we have to offer. In Cunningham Hall, where most of our science classes take place, it is a small environment, so you're going to get a 25 max students in those, and your labs are going to be smaller. So it really enables that person to find themselves, to really identify with an instructor. So to me, that's part of the value, and it really is not a monetary value, it's just a personal value and a very personalized learning experience for our students. At the same time, you know, we specialize in those foundational areas that they can transfer, and we have really great success with that program, that transfer. If with our classes transferring to other institutions, I know it's very rare when I talk to a student, a graduate of NEO, after they've gone to another institution. It's very rare, if never, that they're 95% of the classes that go along with them, and really, again, they've laid that foundation with the transfer courses, as well as the intellectual level that they gain as that stepping stool, extra step in education that they have.
And you made a good point there that I want to kind of dig into. You talked about the small class sizes that are available, and then the labs in particular. So what's the benefit? And you talked a little bit about how it's not necessarily a monetary value, but when you're considering that you're paying less than a four-year institution and you're getting more one-on-one interaction with your instructor, especially in a lab setting, what kind of value does that add?
Well, the value, I think it's twofold.
Yeah.
So value, very much, you know, when we take those logical type courses that are really they're intended to challenge us mentally at a lower level. You know, we're not waiting till a junior or senior level to really start challenging in the sciences. We start, you know, right out of the gate with rigor for those courses. And with that being said, I mean, that rigor when we get stuck. It's not if we don't understand something, it's
Right.
when we don't understand something. Your instructor's right there. So the value very much is that access to that instructor, instead of, I think the frustration at other institutions with a large class size is just that. It's just whether it be trying to get a hold of, many times it's dealing with the graduate assistant at other institutions, and students are not even given the opportunity really to talk in a one-on-one situation with their instructor. So here at NEO with the small class sizes, it's the norm. I mean, it's what we do. It's what we do, and I think we do it as good or better than any institution in the state of Oklahoma for sure.
And like you said, instead of being in a class with 150 or 200 people and interacting with a graduate student, if you have a question, you get a chance to knock on your instructor's door, sit down and have a one-on-one outside of class if you need to.
Certainly, certainly. And would we rather be known as the student that comes to class, or would we rather be known as, Steve or Tom, or
Right.
So your instructor knows you by name, and when you ask a question, they generally, I try to take pride personally in knowing something about every student in class, knowing even if it's where they're from, but to try to identify, and usually it's try to identify with that student and how I can help them academically to achieve. So that personal interaction is one of the reasons why, me personally, I've stayed at NEO for so long, but I think many instructors that we have on campus feel the same way.
And so let's move over now from natural sciences to the math pre-engineering degree. So kind of outline that program and what that offers students before they move on to a four-year institution.
The pre-engineering degree, anything about engineering is, quite honestly, is tough. I tell students, my personal opinion, I think that's the toughest degree that we have on campus. It's certainly as rigorous as anything that we have to offer. But again, with that personalized side of it, with the small class sizes, it's really easy to understand when students are having trouble, when they're stuck again, so to speak, and they're struggling with the course, and really specialize in whether it be class time or groups outside of class, getting them together so that they can better understand the material. And again, we're looking at class sizes in pre-engineering that would even be in the teens. So not only we're even decreasing that size a little bit when we get to those specialized, and we're talking about the calculus series. In calculus 2 and 3, most of our class size average about 15. In engineering physics 1 and 2, the same, about 15. So, and then we offer statics as an actual engineering course. And but we really in general chemistry as well. General chemistry 1 and 2 would be that same small class size, and I think the value in that education is so. To me, we give them that engineering group a package of knowledge that they, and it's really, I say a packet of knowledge, it's a packet of skills that they certainly take along with them to the next institution, and which just springboards into their junior year for other institutions. Usually Oklahoma State, University of Arkansas are the most common. OU would be next for our engineering graduates, and the feedback that we've gotten from those graduates is that they're prepared and they're extremely successful at the next level.
And that's kind of ties into what we were talking about before with the one-on-one kind of close interaction with your faculty member. You're doing those really difficult classes, calculus and things like that. But by the time you leave NEO, you've basically got, like you said, this package of knowledge that you're able to use, and probably with a better understanding than other students might have at a 150 person class, that you can apply to all those difficult even more difficult upper level engineering classes once you transfer out.
Certainly. I think with the small, I want to say, I believe this, kind of family group that we have with our instructors, because we have meetings on a regular basis to discuss the challenges that our students have, and I feel like that gives our students a much more well-rounded skills as they go to the next level. They understand where the math comes in to the physics, and they understand where all of that ties in, and they might use their chemistry background that they get here at the next level, where with chemistry we're always talking about structure and materials and strength. And so I think the students that graduate with us have a much more well-rounded skill set, so they can see the importance of all three of those and how they fit together.
Okay, and finally today I want to talk a little bit about the construction management courses that are offered at NEO. Kind of give us an overview of those courses and what NEO can offer those students.
Well, construction management and those two-year courses, all the two-year courses that NEO offers, but specifically for me, construction management, we put people to work, just very simply. And when we say we put them to work in construction management, we have numerous cases where students report back with us, and within a couple of years they're knocking down really good money, $75,000, $80,000 a year with a two-year degree. So those courses that they would take here would give them all these skills, whether it be estimation of projects so that they can work for themselves, bid projects, as well as the skills to go out and hire a crew and follow through with those projects when they're awarded those at the time, so that they can, it's really a complete package in 2 years where students will be able to again, bid jobs and carry out that process.
And one good part to mention is that we have really close community ties with organizations around our community. Just up the road in Columbus, Kansas was the birthplace of Crossland Construction, one of the largest construction companies operating in the United States right now. And we've cooperated with them on several projects at NEO. So what's the benefit of having companies like that know the rigor and the type of classes that students in the construction management program are getting at NEO toward job placement? I can't describe how important that is. Really, it's a great, and we have that great partnership with that company and others as well. And to have that reputation, to carry that with our graduates from NEO, I think it means a lot to our students when they're finished. Internships are big with that construction management, so that allows us to place. I mean, students don't have to wait to go to work. Right. They are being, many times, not only do they get placed right out of graduation, they're being recruited before they graduate. So because of that reputation that we've established with our partners outside of NEO. Outstanding. And now, one thing that you mentioned, kind of as the through line, is that you have rigorous courses, especially in math and science, and especially in natural science. What type of student skills and what type of student might be a good fit for the math and science department?
Well, there's a couple of types. I think we're with the small size, it enables us to be very versatile. So I would invite any student to come to NEO. If we have students, let's go one aspect of it. If we have a student that is interested in getting that value, and they do very well on their ACT, and maybe they have some co-requisite courses that they've taken in high school, and they're coming in just with a full head of steam. To me, that student is very, very, I would push them to go into the honors program, what we offer, so they would get some courses with some added rigor that they really might turn them on to the academic side outside of our natural science program. And so we would direct them towards that for that rigor. And then what we offer, we really don't have to do anything special for that student. They're going to fit in quite nicely. On the other side of it, if we have a student that they just need to have an interest and a focus that that's what they want to do with their life. And maybe they've been very involved in athletics or life at the high school level, but they've got a little bit of focus and a little bit of drive as they come to NEO, and they don't have those other concurrent classes with them already. We can start from scratch and really build a skill set that will enable them to, soon they'll be caught up with the other group and be ready to graduating from NEO and ready to transfer.
Yeah, so whether a student is at the top of their class, academically excellent, or just getting started and needing to kind of build from the ground up, there's a place for them at the Math and Science Department.
We just make them better.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
And so is there anything else about the Math and Science Department you want to add that we might not have gotten to?
I just feel like we've really kind of covered it, but I just feel like it's such a special environment for students. And the value, again, is monetarily wise, it's easy to shop around, for students to shop around. The value that I feel students get is the when they come to class, they're valued as a person. Their education and how much knowledge they gain is valued by their instructor, and is emphasized. So to me, it's certainly NEO and in any of our math science courses and our construction management courses is such a value for the ease and that students have, and this step that they get if they're going on to a bachelor program or a master's program, if that's their goals. It's certainly a stepping stone that enables them to get skills that I think are very comparable, if not better, than any other institution in Oklahoma.
And if a student wants to know more about the Math and Science Department, how can they reach out to you or your department to get that information?
Well, I kind of take pride in that. I would love for them, all the instructors are available. I would love for them to talk to me personally, whether if they could attain my contact information from the website, Steve Dixon, and the chair of math and science there, and contact me personally. I'd be loved. And in our situation that we're in right now with COVID, most people love to get a telephone call, and I would love to be that person to visit and answer any questions that needed to be answered further than an email. So to give that special personalized touch.
Yeah, and we'll add that contact information at the bottom of in the description of the video. But for now, thank you, Steve, for sitting down with us today, and hopefully this kind of sparked your interest to find if a math and science degree might be something for you. So for the NEO student updates, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks. Bye.